You ready? Let's go. 2-minute daily Devo for Wednesday, December 9th. I'm in the New International Reader's Version today, and our verse of the day comes from the book of Psalms, chapter 126, verse 5. Here's what it says. It says, "Those who cry as they plant their crops will sing with joy as they gather them in." This verse is talking about when the children of Israel, as we've talked about before, were in and out of captivity, and they would go in being slaves in one country, and then they would cry out to God, and God would rescue them. And it talks about how when they were asking God to free them, or asking God to be there for them, or send a Savior, that they were emotional, that they were praying, that they were earnestly seeking God. And those prayers were drops of tears, or sown as seed were tears. And then God says that eventually you're going to have joy when you gather that harvest. Well, you know what? God is saying that same thing to us today. You know, there's a lot of times in our lives that we are seeking God, that we're praying, that we're asking God for a miracle, that we're asking God to really intercede and come into our lives and do an amazing work. That could be praying for a family member, a child that is not serving God, or something that, you know, a husband or a wife that's not saved, or, you know, you're dealing with marriage issues, or you're dealing with, you know, the direction that God has for your life. You're praying for your church. You're praying for a lot of things, and you're praying and you're seeking God, and it's emotional, and you're sowing tears, that you're so emotional before God, crying out to God. And God says this: those tears are sown, but believe me, when I answer that prayer, you're going to reap a harvest of joy. That God is going to answer that prayer. That God is going to cause whatever you're believing Him for to happen. So hang on and hold on, God says, that you're sowing these prayers and these cries and you're asking me things emotional with tears, and you're sowing those tears. But as they fall into the ground, when they come up and reap a harvest and you receive the answer to that prayer, it's going to be joyful. So God's saying this, and I want you to remember this as you head out today. Hold on to those prayers that you're praying. God will answer them with joy. All right? That's it, guys. I'll talk to you tomorrow.